Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. How are you guys today? Gonna get started here. I hope this mic is okay because I don't feel like setting up my other mic. So let me know if you guys can hear it as you guys come in. Let me get this link out here. This unexpected live here. All right, just give you guys a few minutes to get in here. We're gonna talk about the show today. And as you guys are coming in, I am going to send out the link so people can get it. What's up, Jewel, Dennis, Aaron, Darkman, Amina? You were waiting on this, huh, Amina? Can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm using the mic of these headphones. I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. So give me a one if you guys can hear me. I appreciate it. Let me send out this link real quick so everybody else can get so they can get it. All right. If you missed the show on Bernard Riley show, which is a awesome channel. I like the way he does things. I really do. And I talked to him after the show, and I guess we'll be doing later, shows later on down the line. One of the better channels that I've got the privilege to be on. I really appreciate that. So, if Bernard, you hear this, I appreciate you. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. Hey, Aaron. I don't know how you keep getting your pink account locked up, man. I don't know what you're doing. All right, you got to stop doing whatever you're doing because the moderators here don't block you just to be blocking you, man. You gotta stop doing whatever you're doing. Let me make sure I got the right piece in here. Let me see. Okay. All right. All right. So did you guys catch that? You guys catch the live today? Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. I put you on my collabs list too. If you guys go to my playlist, I put all the collaborations inside of this, I guess, a folder, whatever. So if you guys want to see all the collabs I've done with people, but I got to tell you, hands down, Bernard is one of the best ones. I appreciate you, man. The way he handles the show and everything is cool. So appreciate that, man. Man, that was now I want you guys, if you guys haven't watched the show, I want you to go back and watch it, right? I want you to watch it, and I want you to see how slaves are triggered, right? And then I want you to watch me how I'm not triggered because I know they're slaves. And you guys, I know you guys don't think I'm joking or whatever. I don't care about the opinions of slaves. I just don't. It just doesn't, whatever they say, it's just slave explaining. They're just mad. They just be saying stuff. Oh, you're a scammer. That ain't true. If everybody if you're renting, you're a slave too. They're just mad because here's a guy coming in, and long story short, this is what it is. Here's a guy coming out of left field talking about, hey, everything you've been doing financially is wrong. That's all wrong, right? And then, of course, they're going to turn around and say, hey, well, who are you telling me I'm wrong and blah, blah, blah. I totally get it. I understand their frustration. I understand why they say and do the things they do. It is what it is. What's up, E-Man? Demetrius, hello, hello. So let me put the link here. If you guys got any questions of how the show went, maybe I should have said some things or something to make it clear. I don't know. Whatever. What would you guys take from it? What's up, Donovan? What's happening? That was it, man. And you know what? Hey, let me tell you something. When you let me say it. How can I say this right? Politically correct. Slaves hate the truth, right? And when you spit the truth, the slaves that you knew that were haters, you just know they just come out of the woodwork because they can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves of what they want to say. They keep coming back. They leave, come back, leave. Check this out. If I go to a channel and I don't like the channel, I just leave. I don't get up on the thing. I don't say anything to anybody. I just say, hey, they're just talking, whatever. And then I just leave. I just leave. I don't, doesn't matter. What's up, Kay? And you know, it's like hey Donovan, it's in the details of this video. The link is in there. I know you guys don't believe me, but I really don't get mad at slave explaining. I don't really hear them anymore. When they start yippity yapping and making up scenarios, what if this? What if I took this and take the 50,000 and do this, and then an increase in value, and then the market, and then the inflation? They just be thinking, and then I say, well, don't worry about all that. If you ain't got the money to buy the house, don't worry about what's going on in the housing market. Don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry about that. What's up, Nicer? I notice they always use real estate to justify. They do. Have you noticed that, Amina? Never use other kinds of debt like car, loan, cell phone. They never talk about that kind of stuff. You got to remember this, Amina. When they talk like that, they're just running a program. They don't know. They don't know they're running a program. They're just running a program. They're trained to say things like that. They think real estate appreciate it. Real estate only appreciates for those who own the real estate that own the real estate, not for people who finance the real estate. No, that doesn't. No, because people that own a house and people who finance houses, one person finances a house. The person that finances a house believes that they're just like the person that paid cash for the house. You're not even close to the person that paid the cash for the house. So why do you think you own the same equity as the house? Why do you think the house goes up in value the same and you didn't put no money in? It doesn't make any sense. I think it's hilarious. I think it's 100% hilarious. Hilarious. And you guys know me. I welcome slaves. Hey, get up on the mic, slave. Don't be Superman texting. Don't be a badass in the chat. Just come up on just come up on the stage. And those of you guys that watch me or new to my channel, whatever, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why I picked YouTube. Because YouTube is the largest stage on the internet. That's the biggest. There is no bigger stage than YouTube on the internet. That's why I chose it. Everybody has access. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to jump through hoops to watch the content. It's all free. You just go to YouTube, look up Savings Minus Debt, and watch away. Watch away. If you believe it or not, it's totally up to you. What's up, the Geek Surgeon? What's going on? So it was I love what I do. Absolutely love it. It's a financial superpower. I'm never wrong, ever, ever. I'm never wrong, ever, ever. Mathematically speaking, of course. Mathematically speaking. Also, when they wrote the Constitution, they were ahead of their time with 3 5 human. Yes, if you are a so-called human being without any logic, you are. You know what? I read that, and when I first read that, I was like, "Damn, how did you even know to write that?" That's what I said. Man, I know what you're saying there. I know what you're saying. Kay says you didn't argue a bit. You kept the same facial expression. That's all. They slaves don't like. For example, if you're not a slave and they call you a slave, it doesn't trigger you because you're not. If they call me a slave, like they was trying to say, "Hey, well, you rent. You're a slave." I was like, "Well, if that's what you think, I guess I don't know what to say to you. You know, okay, whatever." Then they said renters are slaves too. Their landlord and hate wasting money on rents. You saw when I asked how many people who got a mortgage ended up with oh yeah, you got to remember though, Amina, when you write stuff like that, Amina, they don't know what you're writing. Okay, you people that understand SMD, I want you guys, the SMD family, I want you guys to get used to understanding that they can't hear me, they can't see me, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And so they're upset about it, right? They're just upset, and it doesn't. Oh, okay, slave. All right, whatever. I don't care what unconscious slaves think. I don't. That was one of the best streams I've seen on the Bernard Show. I appreciate that. I love the calculator magic. Hey, okay. And you see how you say the calculator magic trick? It's not. It wasn't even a trick. It wasn't even a trick. This was so lovely about this. They believe it's a trick. Like when I had Bernard do that, you could see Bernard like he was. Now this is those of you guys outside of the debt matrix. You guys don't know about the pauses. When a person pauses, that means that's a glitch in the debt matrix because they're looking at it and says, "Okay, the calculator says I don't have $20. I don't have money in my hand, but I can look with my eyes and see that it's there, but the calculator is saying it's not there." Which one do you believe? The calculator that's never wrong, or the money that's in your hand? Which one you believe? And then they pause. That's a glitch. All right. Jobs are not guaranteed. Yeah, but see, that's what I want you to understand, Robert. When you say stuff like that, that statement leaves slaves open to an opinion. So like when you see this shirt, when you see this quote on this shirt, right? When they read that, they can't have an opinion on it. They can ask and say, "Hey, what's that mean?" Because if they don't know what it means, they can't have an opinion on it. When they asked if you're a slave, a slave to my sister, looking around like, "Who's a slave? Not me. I ain't no slave. I'm not a slave. Who? Slave to who? No." And what I did to get out of debt, sold all my stuff and moved in with my sister. Slaves can't. That takes sacrifice. Slaves won't do sacrifice like that. That takes sacrifice. I knew once I figured out I was a slave, I did whatever it took to get out of debt. That's it. I've lost friends like this. They got the same attitude as these slaves, and I lost friends. Hey, we can't be slaves anymore. Why not? I can't be friends with slaves. I can't. They do slave things. They buy slave stuff, and then they want to talk to you about their finance stuff. I don't want to talk about stuff like that. I don't want to do that. Okay, so I also like the $100 bill question. That was a classic. I know it is. And what's so crazy, Kay? It's it just is, right? It just is. Like if you Google how much it costs to make $100 bill, it costs 14 cents to make $100 bill. Now, if you show somebody the government website, the central bank's information that says we make $100 bills for 14 cents, they're going to look at the $100 bill and say, well, why do I think it's worth $100? I don't know. Why do you think that, slave? I don't know. When they're clearly telling you it's worth 14 cents, but you believe it's worth 100? Whatever. Okay, whatever, slave. Now, at the same time, if I have $100 and I'm going to buy something, and somebody says, "Hey, I'll take that for $100," say, "Oh, okay, here, take it. There you go. I'll take that for $100." That's it. I love what I do. I will be doing this until I'm dead. You guys understand that? SMD will be worldwide. I'll be doing this until I'm dead. Oh boy. Fantastic also asked me, "Am I debt free?" I said, "Yeah." And LJ helped me get there. Meanwhile, the advice these slaves give is helping nobody. Exactly. And Mr. Fantastic, that dude, hmm. If you guys go watch the video, now, and you guys got to remember, this is what I let slaves do. They love to come up and talk and leave. They come up, overtalk everybody, and leave. Well, why? You just come up to tell me how you feel about me. Okay, well, I guess you tell me how you feel about me. Whatever. I don't care how slaves feel about me. That's irrelevant to me. Say you want to lose weight, you don't ask your personal trainer how much. I know, how much do you weigh? You say, "I want to get where you're at." Exactly, exactly. That's why when they always try to find out. They always try to say, "What is your net worth?" Right? They always want to know. No, I'm not telling you nothing, slave. Nothing. You don't need to know anything. All you need to know is that what you need to know is I have $1. My net worth is $1. And if you're in debt, that's way more than you. That's all you need to know. Going on mute. Exactly. Going on mute. Mr. Vettel just wants to sell overvalued property to his. Hey, man, he can do whatever he wants. It's just business. And at the same, you got to remember too, when you step out the debt matrix, people like that, even those people are important to the economy that believe you can only get a mortgage get a house with a mortgage, value property, equity, whatever. That's all important to the economy. If people didn't believe, if the economy, the housing market would crash if slaves realized that they're not homeowners with 30-year mortgages. If they realized that, the whole market would crash. I don't want that. I do not want that. I don't want slaves to stop financing things. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't want slaves to stop financing things: phones, cars, washer and dryers, houses, vacations, shoes, whatever. Anything that goes down in value, that's totally up to, hey, do your thing, whatever. We need that. I couldn't be free without people doing that. I couldn't be free. What is really odd is when they say that you're mad. Amina, that's another thing. They don't know that they're saying that. They don't know. Say, hey, your math is so simple. If it's so simple, how come you're not getting it? Because it's not as simple as you think. It's so simple that you don't believe it. And that you should use real estate math. Oh, real estate math is different than regular math. Ain't that funny? That is hilarious. That $1 is another classic. I got my money. I got more money than you. I was laughing. Exactly. They don't realize that. They hot too. They hot. And when he was like, hey man, would you rather rent or go get I said, let me make sure you got straight. You want me to, okay, now I'm renting right now and I have no debt. So you want me to go get to $300,000 in debt so I can somehow make a profit? It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolute, but slaves have no idea what they're saying. They don't, you guys, they don't. Because this is how you got to look at it. If they knew what we know, they wouldn't say the things they say out in the open. They wouldn't say stuff like that. They would not say stuff like that. They wouldn't say stuff that's not mathematically true. It would not. Wait, I thought there was only one. Well, according to Slazy, man, there's several versions of math. See, that's your problem, man. See, you got to go ask a slave, how many versions of math are there? What's up, Steven? What's going on, man? Oh, I love what I do, man. I love what I do. I love what I do. And there's, mm, sometimes people shock me. Sometimes people shock me. You'll hear a couple people on other programs talk like they know stuff, and then they come on this. They come on my show or the Bernard Riley show, and then say things that make no mathematical sense. I'm like, oh damn, you're a slave. Oh, okay, all right. You slaves playing. And have you noticed too? Have you guys noticed this? When they get on the mic, they talk so long. Oh, what if this scenario? They be making up the whole scenario. What about this? And then we take this, and then I invest in that, and then it triples, and then you take inflation like they know what the fuck they talking about. They have no. I just be like this. Go back and watch the video. I just be like this. Hey, well, if you would have kept your house 20 years ago, I said, didn't I just tell you I was a slave? That's why I don't have a house today. I was a slave there. Slaves can't own anything. Slaves can't own nothing. Slaves own nothing. What's up, man? Hey, you guys, SMD, Mike and Vince, this guy right here, he's aware. He understands how it works, okay? He understands how it works, and he's in the banking game. So he understands the SMD way of things, and he's into banking. Oh man, he's about to kill it. About to kill it. LJ, did you go on Bernard's? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's in the details of this video, so you can click on the link there. So welcome. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you came up on the panel. to kind of help them understand. But as you can see, they had no idea what you were saying either because they can't hear you. You guys think I'm joking about this information being a superpower. Slaves have no idea I exist. They have no idea what I'm saying. They will have no idea what these shirts say. When all these shirts come out, this is the only shirt available right now, but when all these they will not have a clue of what these statements mean. Let me put this up here. Oh, whoops. No, let me get this. Because I always forget to put the link to go get you a shirt. All right. Just a second. All right. Let me put this link here. All right, that's how you go get a shirt right there. There's the link. Now again, you don't have to get it. I'm just pointing it to you, so you can get one if you want one. As soon as these shirts start, then when you see people with their shirts on, a SMD shirt, you will know that they know. Okay, because slaves are not going to buy this shirt because they don't understand what the shirts mean. So they're not going to buy what they don't understand. Oh, LJ, he's still going strong and this and that. What, you thought I was going somewhere? I'm not going anywhere, slaves. I'm not going nowhere. Nowhere but to the top, to the tippy top. That's where I'm going, right there. When I'm known around the world and I'm up on the stage in front of thousands of people, then what you guys gonna say, slave? Oh man, you still ain't shit. You still don't know what you. Well, I'm still not. I'm no. Okay, whatever, slave. Thank you, Jewel. Appreciate it. You're welcome, sir. E-Man says they don't talk about the time and energy you have put into yeah, they don't talk about none of that. And the same people who buy homes in foreclosure say it's better to have a mortgage. If there wasn't slaves, they wouldn't even have their real estate business portfolio acting brand new. You are welcome, sir, for real. Poindexter says it's sad hearing smart brothers justify being in debt. Shaking my head. 3 weeks left until I've served my. Okay. So you said 3 weeks you'll be out? Thank you. Thank you. You know what, Kate? If I can figure out how to do that, I don't know how to, because there seemed like there'd be a whole bunch of TED Talks. That's what I want to. I want to do a TED Talk for real. But I gotta. If you guys, anybody in here knows how to do a TED Talk or get up on the stage or how that works, I would love to do that. Love to do a TED Talk. Love to. Exactly. People think the banks are smarter than you. They think they know something that the banks go by the laws of mathematics. That's it. Period. So put it this way. If you walk into the bank with student loans older than your children, talking about you want a mortgage, the banks are going to financially abuse you, slave, because you don't know that you can't buy a house with student loans older than your children. You can't do that. That's impossible. But since you don't know that, they're going to take advantage of you because you don't trust mathematics. You don't. Oh, okay. If you can, here, let me put my email up here. That's my website. Here, oh, no. Here's my email. If you can have her or your friend send how that process works, I would love to do that so I can figure out how to do a TED Talk. I'm really looking forward to doing a TED Talk for sure. And you're right. And you're right, Mike. It's based on people's bad decisions. Based on like for me, when I look at the banks now, this is what I do. This is what I do. Before I left Seattle, this is what I did. I would go to drive to downtown Seattle, and usually the banks have the biggest buildings in the city. And I would go downtown and look at this building and look at what it represents. You know what the bank buildings represent? We know something that slaves don't. We trust math. That's why we have this building, because we trust math. You guys don't. So you guys don't own anything, slaves. We own everything. Everything we have, we own. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Kay. Were you able to get that email okay? That email address? SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. Uh, Here's my Cash App because every time I don't do it, somebody asks about it. Appreciate that very much, Kay. Thank you very much. What's up, NC worker? What's going on? Man, what you guys now? What do you guys think of? Oh, no, I didn't mean to post that. Just a second. All right, there we go. If you haven't watched the show, go watch it. It was a very good show. I did not expect it to go 3 hours, but it didn't feel like 3 hours to me, especially when I love what I do, so I don't really look at it that way. But the only thing that kind of bugs me when slaves are long-winded with their stories, they always do this. Oh, what if I do this and get it renters and then I rent out one side and live in the other side? They pay my rent. I don't pay nothing. They pay it all for me. It's like, oh my God, slave, you guys all say the same thing. House hacking, this and that. Oh my God. They just go on and on and on and on. I'm just like, oh man, are you almost done? Are you almost done? Are you almost done? Okay, cool. Let's just stop. Okay, bye. Bye. All right. Once we click off this show, I'm not going to be thinking about you. You're going to be thinking about me. Okay. Why am I so mad? Why? Because my math is right, slave. That's why you're mad. My math is right. Oh, for sure. It's like this is what I think about, Amina. When I go on shows like Bernard's show, I expect about, let me see. Let me see how many people are, let me see how many views. Uh, Let me see how many views this video got so far. 1 second here. Let me see. Okay, so so far it has over 2,000 views. Okay, 2,000 views. Out of those 2,000 people, I expect, as so far just 2,000 right now that have watched it, I expect about 5 people to get it. About 5 people. And the reason why that's okay with me, this is why it's okay, because the economy could not function without slaves. We need a certain amount of people that understand how it works so the slaves can function. Slaves can't function on their own. They'll run amok. They don't know what to do. So you have to have people that understand how money works to control them. Make them believe stuff and make them believe that they're just like us or whatever by financing stuff. You see how many times oh man, I bought this house. What do you mean by buy? What do you mean by buy? Financing? Oh, you're making us say finance. Yeah, that's what it is. What do you mean I'm making you say that? The bank made you say that, not me. I didn't say that. The bank. For real. Oh man, just a ton of scenarios. Mike was trying to explain. He was like, "Hey man, that's not what he's meaning. That's not what he's saying." Mike kept saying that over and over. And as Mike's saying it, I'm saying to myself, Mike thinks they can hear him. They can't. They can't hear what he's saying. They have no idea what you're saying, Mike. None. Zero. None. You're just wasting your breath. You work in the banking industry. Does it look like people understand what they talk about? Mm-mm. No. No. You can't, if you got student loan debt, you can't own a house. That's impossible. You can't own a house. That's impossible. I got limited time here, so I'm only going to be on here about 15, 20 minutes. So it won't be a long one. Just making up stuff. You can just see I kind of read the chats a little bit. I don't really pay attention too much, but I can see a few in there. They're like, oh, he ain't gonna never own a house. He ain't got no money. He's too old. It takes 30 years. I was like, oh, look at all the slaves. Just everything about what I'm doing and everything. No, what they're talking about is themselves. Slaves don't know. Slaves don't know that they're talking about themselves. They don't believe they can own a house like that. They believe it takes 30 years to pay a house. They believe that. No, hey, no one can hear you, Mike. Nobody. You're just talking to yourself. It's like, put it this way, Mike, if we was in a room, a bunch of slaves, and it was just me and you that understand, and if I was watching you argue with all the slaves, I would just be looking at you as like, what, Mike, why are you wasting your breath? Okay, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go get me a drink, Mike. You handle the slaves and do what you do. They can't hear a word you're saying. Shout out to Top Shelf for jumping on. Top Shelf jumped on there. Appreciate you. You tried to school him. Hey, I tried, but remember, I guarantee you, I'll reach at least 5 people. Guarantee, at least 5 people. That said, oh, damn, is it that simple? It is that simple. You notice how slaves say, oh, that's too simple. No, it's not. It's just math. Oh, you think no, it's not me. It's mathematics. Even when I showed them on their calculator, they still didn't believe it. Do you believe your calculator? No, I don't believe my calculator. There's more to it. All right, well, okay, slaves, whatever. Shout out to Top Shelf. Because Top Shelf came on there, hey man, kind of running down the real estate, man, it's true. And this and that. They're like, what's Top Shelf talking about? F him, I ain't really. I said, look at Top Shelf trying to talk to slaves. Look at him. Go ahead, Top Shelf. You think you'll get through? Go ahead, man. Floor is yours, baby. Floor is yours. Go ahead, try. What's up, Dark Man? Dark Man says, I know I say this too much, LJ, but LJ, I'm still thankful that you met out of getting got you out of FHA mortgage. I'm slowly taking these slave locks off. I'm so glad I talked you out of FHA mortgage. Woo! I'm so glad. When you first said that, I was like, Jeff, please don't do that. Please, please, I beg of you, don't do that. So thank you for not doing it. What's up, Mr. Mosman? Yeah, I know what you meant. Mr. Mosman, how you doing, sir? Slaves, they hate that. They hate it. But then when you understand, Mike, if they knew, this is how you got to look at it so you don't get upset. If they knew what we know, they wouldn't say the things they say out loud in public. They wouldn't. So you got to realize the reason why they're saying it, because they don't know they're saying it, or else they wouldn't say it. They wouldn't say things that are mathematically incorrect. What's up, Red Sings the Blues, sir? How you doing? Shout out to the slaves. And you know what I love? I go lie. I love this. When I go into collabs and they see that S&D is on there, you can see the chat. Slaves, all slaves about to be hurt. Slaves. That is hilarious to me, man. I appreciate. Hey, man, let me tell you something. I appreciate you guys all, man, because I'm going 100% against the grain. Okay, this is my purpose. My purpose is to create the next generation of wealthy people. That's my purpose, to create the next generation of wealth. Wealthy people are not aliens; they're human beings. They die too, just like everybody else. That we all die, right? But there needs to be people that understand how money works, because slaves can't do it by themselves. They cannot. They cannot function without people that understand. So I'm here to help the next generation of the wealthy. What's up, Robert?
Hey, I know you're about to leave in a few. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it. You explained it clearly.
I'm Bernard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for
Yeah, I
watching.
just got
Appreciate it,
finished
man.
watching. And also, I put a link inside the chat just now. It was about a rapper that got caught defrauding the PPP loans.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people doing that.
yeah, man. It's again, like like as buying a house. No, there's no way that after what I learned, I would ever get a mortgage.
Right.
And
Right.
I got a slogan for one of your shirts. I was
Mm-hmm.
saying, jobs are not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, you get a mortgage and you have a job. Is that yeah? Anytime they fire you, you'll be basically behind on your mortgage. Then they can basically foreclose on you.
True. But they should already know that, right? They should already, but they don't.
Yeah, I
They don't know
agree.
that. They don't know that.
That's scary to think about because like everybody's saying you need to get a mortgage. I'm like no, you quite don't. You don't want them
Well,
problems.
it's really important for them to think that though. That's important to the
Yeah,
economy.
right. Oh, I
Yeah.
understand. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's not a good idea to if you making minimum wage or you making even $15 an hour
Mm-hmm.
and you saying that you got a 30-year FHA more loan for a house,
Mm.
yeah, you
Mm.
asking for all types of problems.
Mm. You signed up for it. You didn't ask. You
You signed,
volunteered for it.
yeah. Yeah, I had a
Mm-hmm.
coworker that done that. That's why I was like, no, you do not want them problems.
No. FHA mortgages are, for those of you that are new to the channel, FHA mortgages are for slaves, for people that don't know that they cannot, that refuse to accept that they cannot afford a house. That's what subprime mortgages are for people that will not accept that they have no money. So the bank is going to take advantage of you. Hey, you got 20-year-old student loans? Yeah, we got an FHA mortgage for you.
It's like they come
Hmm.
happy, and when you sign that paperwork, it's like you basically don't know what you've done.
Correct. Slaves buy houses without lawyers.
Yeah,
Yeah. You don't buy a
that's
house without no lawyer.
now I see why you need a lawyer.
Correct. I don't understand all that paperwork. You think I'm gonna read it and you think I'm gonna read it in 30 minutes? No, I'm gonna take this paperwork to my lawyer and say, hey, look over this stuff. I don't understand any of it.
hmm Absolutely, but yeah, I enjoyed the show, but it was you did. I mean, to me personally, you did a fantastic job, man. You explained it clearly. It's just that a lot of people not understanding it because when you're in debt, you're not gonna learn. You
Hmm.
gotta take that hard look in the mirror and just say, I'm tired of being a slave.
Correct. Correct.
That's one of the first process. You got to do that because otherwise you're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again,
Over and over.
and every single time.
You're gonna
But
be a
yeah,
slave until you're dead. You're gonna be a slave until you're dead.
and that's another thing. Like how like you mean to tell me a house that's built in 30 to 60 days and you're paying anywhere from 250,000 up to $600,000 on it with wood that you can get from Home Depot for $15?
Well, I get it. Well, as
No,
far as because it goes by the market, I get it. But what they don't understand is that it doesn't take 30 years to pay off a house. That's just
yeah, it doesn't.
that's not true.
Because when I was long time ago when I worked at Home Depot, I would see these, the people that built the houses, they'll buy the wood, they'll buy the drywall, they'll buy the spatula, they will buy all these
Hmm.
things, and I'm like, wait a minute, the materials is very cheap. you
Hmm.
would you would think,
I mean, it's always cheaper if you have the knowledge to do it yourself. It's always going to be cheaper to do it yourself. But
right?
yeah.
Like when
All right, sir.
companies
I don't
do
mean to
it, but
cut you off, sir. I
I'm
don't mean
sorry, my
because
bad, my
I'm
bad, my bad.
short
I'm
on
sorry,
time. That's all right.
I'm
That's all
sorry.
right. It's just not a long one for me right now. I only got a certain amount of time, so I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to
It's all good. It's all
get
good.
people.
I just want to say I
Okay.
enjoyed it and I appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for jumping on, Robert. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's let's see. Top Shelf says they get so angry. Math is emotionless. Exactly, LJ. So I'm not even mad. I know. I understand when they get angry. I understand why they're mad. I totally get it. I totally get it. I did a video on my channel telling folks to drive Uber to pay debt. They came for me on the YouTube. Okay, what's is that K Business Podcast? Let me get over there. Check that out. Definitely got to see that. Don't let me get up in the comments. Let me see. Just a second. Let me what is it? K Business Podcast. Okay. Okay. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna subscribe to you, man. I want to check that out. Uh-oh. Intro. There we go. All right. All right, cool. I just subscribed to you, man. I just subscribed to you. All right, they call you the slave. No, I'm not a slave master. No, I don't want to be this. I don't want to be the masters of the slaves. So if they're saying that, that's not me. Whenever someone is on the panels, say slave, the other panelists will say, "Don't say slave," because S&D might. Oh man, that is hilarious. That is. They don't want me to come on the show. Are people scared? Are people nervous for me coming on there? They don't want me coming on there. I guess not. Mr. Mosman says, "I'm well, sir. Mr. LJ appearance on Bernard's was an important point in S&D history. That was very. like I said, I really like the Bernard show, the way it's set up, the way he just, I mean, you could tell a person that puts in time into a show. That's the same way with Red Sings the Blues. These young dudes, they make it, they do all this stuff in there. I get it. I totally get it, man. That's cool, man. That's really cool. IRS mobster is coming for him. Sure will be. You can't be, don't be breaking the rules, man. Don't break the rules. Let's see. Lord says, what is the phrase you use when someone relies that they have debt and is trying to pay it off? Conscious slave. Conscious slave. They're conscious. Shout out to Don for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Reese says, not anymore. Prices are up, especially on wood. Okay, I got about 9 minutes left. More scamming. Dark Man says, LJ, more like Harriet Tubman leading folks to the debt-free problem. It feels like that sometimes when you're trying to lead them to the, hey, man, this is the way to freedom. Nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. This is the way. Nah, man. What about if I leave, what about the credit guys? What about Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion? They won't bestow, they won't give me their blessings if I leave their world. They might lower my credit score, and then I'm going to be a nobody. If I have no good high credit score, I'm a nobody. Oh, message says LJ got the slaves in the tizzy today. They punch in the air like Trey from Boy. I remember that part when Trey was in the house. I just want to be the dad and come up and give him a hug. Come here, man. Come here. It's not that bad. Come here. Come here. No. Come here, slave. I'm not against the hugging slaves. I'm not. Because you guys can be saved, man. All you got to do is just believe the calculator. That's it. All you got to do is believe the calculator. All right, we got about 7 minutes, man. We got about 7 minutes. Retired says, LJ, I just finished a 9,000-mile road trip across America, covering 14 states in 32 days. Freedom is priceless. Wow. That's crazy. Congratulations. Wow. I mean, when I drove, when I drove from Seattle to, dang, excuse me. When I drove from Seattle to South Carolina, man, that was beautiful. What we did was we drove only during the day so we could see everything. And then we got our hotel at night because you can't see nothing at night. I want to see everything as I got down here. And it was absolutely beautiful, 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 beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some places as you're coming across the United States that you don't want to break down in. Let's just say it like that. You do not want to break down in certain parts of when you're driving. Okay. I did not want to do that. Man, I love what I do, man. I can't wait to go back on the show again. I'm excited about it. Hopefully, some other people see it and probably want to bring me up on the show and we can get back into it. I don't really care. Again, I don't really care what slaves think, so it doesn't bother me. I mean, homeboy called me some kind of scam or something. I said, damn, slaves be trying to hit below the belt because they angry. Oh man, since I don't believe you, man, you got to be scamming, really? Because I didn't invent math. Okay, whatever, slave. Let's see here. What's going on? Okay. All right, I got to check out the. Let's see how many videos you got up there, man. Oh shit, Kay been busy. I see you've been busy, Kay. You've been doing your thing over here, man. Got some content up here. Okay. PPP loan fraud. I got to watch that one. All right. All right. Kay been putting in work. Kay been putting in work. All right, man. I didn't know you was over here. All right. Oh, you got some interesting topics. I definitely want to read some of that stuff. I'm gonna watch some of those videos today. Believe that. Yeah, yeah. I had to stop him saying, you know what? Mike, you get used to slaves with the things they say. Oh man, you're this and that and this. Well, you can't just say it. You got to prove it. Okay, you got to prove that. You think I'm going straight? You think I'm gonna go straight to the top scamming people? No, that doesn't. It doesn't work like that. What SMD does, I earn people's trust first before I get their money. First, I'm gonna earn their trust, and then once I earn their trust, they spend money with me. I can help you own yourself. I can help you skip the whole process and go straight to making money by first owning yourself. All you got to do is this. Once you get out of debt, I don't know if you know this, Mike, or not, but when you have no debt, your credit report looks a certain way. It has nothing on it. It's blank. Nothing's in it. So don't do business with anybody unless financial business, especially personal financial business, if you can't see their personal credit report first. Unless I could see when I hire accountants, I'm not going to hire an accountant that's in debt. It's like, wait a minute, you got student loans older than your children? Yeah. Did you go to college for accounting? Didn't they teach you how to balance books? Yeah. Then why aren't you balancing your own books? And you think I'm gonna hire you to do the accounting for my business? No, I'm not, slave. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And see, that's Mike, that's your ace in the pocket. Your credit report. Credit report does not lie. It will tell you every damn near 95% about a person. If they're a scammer, if they don't pay their bills, if they're deep in debt, if they're whatever. Their credit report tells them everything you need to know about them. They don't know that. They don't know that. LJ, aka Math Morrison, Return of the Math. Return of the I like that song too. I was watching that video the other day. It popped up on my timeline for some reason. They did a remix on that song too. They did a remix on it. You have no credit score. Wow. The only reason why I got a credit score is because I was a slave once. So that's why I got a credit score. And even when I was telling homeboy, he was like, hey man, you did 20 years, you worked 20 years in this. I said, I was a slave. That's why I don't own a house. He just wasn't accepting it. He kept repeating the same question. I said, hey man, I just told you the answer why I don't own the house today. I was a slave. That's why I don't own the house. He just wouldn't accept the answer, even when I was telling him. And then when I was listening to Homeboy, I was like, hey, okay, I'm listening to you. And as he's done talking, I wasn't saying anything. And then he goes, oh man, I got him quiet now. What do you mean quiet? You just told me you were saying something to me. I was being polite by not talking to you, by not talking while you're talking. I don't get it. I don't get it, slave. I don't get it. All right, man. What's going on here? Oh, some scam. Well, I tell you, man, when you guys are when you guys are desperate, man, these scammers they be coming out the woodwork trying to, hey, man, your Wells Fargo account is this and that, it's compromised. I don't have a Wells Fargo account. The scammer, SMD fingers. I know they probably. Well, I can't put the slave. I can't put slave on. This is what I decided to do against. Right, instead of putting slave on shirts, which I'm not gonna put slave on shirts, I'm gonna put slave to unconscious ego. Slaves don't know that they're basically slaves to unconscious ego. Unconscious ego doesn't trust math and doesn't know that it doesn't trust math, period. Nice, it says, so when Credit Karma held my credit report hostage, I was like, oh, it's like that? Okay. Right. Thinking there's something. Whatever. People who have mortgages do not own the house. Their bank owns that. Sure does. The bank owns the house. That's it. LJ tried to hook up with Anton Daniels. Is that another is he on YouTube? Anton or Anton? Anton Daniels. Okay. Anton. Let's see, Mr. Daniels. After Hours with Mr. Anton Daniels. Mr. Anton Daniels. Oh, he got two of them. He got After Hours and he got a regular one. So which one are you talking about? Just his regular or his After Hours? I got to check them out. Now, I got to tell you guys something. Channels tell me a lot about the thumbnails that they have on their channels, okay? All right, I got to get off here. Thumbnails say a lot, okay? So let me do both of it. I'm gonna subscribe to both his regular one and his after hours. And if I'm gonna check him out, and if he's cool, man, I like. But if he's doing that gossiping stuff, man, I don't really pay. I don't follow stuff like that. I don't really follow gossip stuff. Anton John is dope. Another Detroit native. Okay, all right. I will check him out for sure. All right, you guys. I really do got to get off. Hello, what's going on here? Wow, it's not even responding. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Wow, something's going really slow. Okay. I'm running out of memory or something here. Oh yeah, I'm totally out of memory or something because it is running very, very slow. All right. The bank is the worst landlord. They won't come up with you, help you anything. Regular channels. He promotes wealth building and getting out of debt. Okay, cool. Got to find a way to link with it. Okay, I will try that. I appreciate you guys all. You guys have a wonderful evening. All right, appreciate it. And until next time, again, don't go check out the video. It was great. Shout out to Bernard Riley for having me on the show. Cool. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.